What's up, YouTubers? It's the Animation 27 back with you in another video, and today I'll be doing another top list, which I haven't done since like back in the summer with my 20 favorite short films back in the summer. So it's been a while since I've done a top list. But anyway, here is my new list, and it's gonna be called the top 12 best Hanna-Barbera cartoons. Now we all know Hanna-Barbera, you know, the kings of Saturday morning cartoons, and I personally love Hanna-Barbera. I love their cartoons, especially 4 of them, like the top 4, but we'll get to that in a moment. But I am a huge Hanna-Barbera dork. I've grown up with Hanna-Barbera over the years. They've become a childhood staple for me. So personally, I am really excited for this list. Anyway, let's get started. Number 12 is Johnny Quest. Now, out of all the action cartoons from Hanna-Barbera, Johnny Quest has to be my favorite and probably the best one. It had great characters, great well, the animation was alright. Great animation and great action scenes, although it did get canceled due to its violence. Also, I have a question. There seems to be a lot of animated shows with a character named Johnny. We had Johnny Quest, Johnny Bravo, who also had yellow hair and a black shirt, and Johnny Test. What's with animation studios and doing characters named after Johnny? What, was Johnny such a popular name that they had to have characters named after him? Anyway, yeah. But I personally like Johnny Quest. It has great action. It's a really good show. Highly, highly recommend it. Number 11 is Top Cat. We all remember Top Cat, the story of a stray alley cat that gets into many hijinks with his friends and often gets into trouble with the Officer Dibble, who's always like, "Top Cat, stay out of trouble." But yeah, personally, I like Top Cat. It's a really good show. I heard there was a bunch of movies, including one that was released overseas, a CG film that was released over the seas. So yeah, I guess Top Cat is a popular character. And I personally grew up a lot with Top Cat. It was a funny show, really great characters, and good animation. Anyway, number 10, Wacky Races, another great cartoon from Hanna-Barbera. A very popular racing-like show with characters like Peter Perfect, Penelope Pitstop, the Anthill Mob, and of course, the one and only Dick Dashley and Muttley, who pretty much were the show stealers of the show. In fact, they were pretty much the main characters, and they were the bad guys. And of course, Dick Dashley was played by Paul Winchell, who also played Boomer in The Fox and the Hound, Gargamel in The Smurfs, another Hanna-Barbera property. And of course, he was the voice of Tigger in the Winnie the Pooh franchise until he passed away in 2005. But anyway, yeah. Wacky Race is a really great show. I'm surprised we haven't gotten a movie based on it. With the whole theme of race cars, I'm always surprised we never got a live-action Wacky Races movie. Speed Racer got a live-action movie, yet we never got a Wacky Races movie. It surprised me. Anyway, number 9, Quick Draw McGraw. I love Quick Draw McGraw. He's a great character and has great humor and it's fun characters, especially his sidekick. And it's an overall good show. I really don't have much to say about it, but it's a really good show. Quick Draw McGraw, really great show. Number 8, Huckleberry Hound. I love Huckleberry Hound. He's a great character, especially when he sings that song, "Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling, Clementine." That song's great. And it's a great show. It was a big success for Hanna-Barbera. It was their first successful show. Now, their first show was Snookums and Meat, but it wasn't as successful as Huckleberry Hound, which was very, very successful. And it introduced a lot of great Hanna-Barbera icons. So yeah, Huckleberry Hound, great show. Alright, number 7. Number 7 is Yogi Bear. We all love Yogi Bear with his lines like, "Hey, boo-boo, what do you want for a picnic, a basket?" And your coach Boo Boo's like, "Gee, Yogi, I don't know." And of course you got Ranger Smith saying, "Yogi!" And of course you have Cindy, his female love interest. Now Yogi Bear, he's pretty much like the Mickey Mouse of the Hanna-Barbera universe, where he's pretty much like the leader of the group. In fact, A lot of Hanna-Barbera crossovers are usually Yogi leading the team. He's pretty much like the Hanna-Barbera, the leader of the group, a la similar to Mickey and Bugs. So yeah, this show was very popular. Of course, we had that 2010 movie in 2010, which I thought was alright. Not good, not bad, but alright. But Yogi Bear's a classic. The character's iconic, and he's great. Number 6, Snagglepuss. Heavens to mercy. Snagglepuss is a great character. I love his character. The animation is great, and I love him. I just love Snagglepuss in general. The TV show is good, but I love the character. And he was in a lot of Hanna-Barbera properties. He was one of the hosts of the Laugh Olympics, and he's usually part of the Yogi gang. And I personally like him. Also, am I the only one that feels like Snagglepuss was the first gay animated character we had? Because let's face it, Snagglepuss acted like really gay as hell. I'm sorry to say that, but he kind of did. I'm not saying he is gay, we don't know, but he kind of acted a little bit, I'm just saying. But he's a good character. Really great character and a really great show. And by the way, he's not gay. I'm just making a joke. I don't know if it was, but I'm just making a joke. Number 5, The Smurfs. La 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 la, sing a happy song. The Smurfs has become a popular classic. It's one of the most beloved TV shows that came out in the 80s, along with He-Man, Thundercats, She-Ra, Voltron, and Alvin and the Chipmunks as one of the most popular 80s cartoons. We all remember the Smurfs. We all remember the characters: Papa Smurf, Brainy, Smurfette, Grouchy Smurf, Grouchy, Clumsy, Gargamel, and of course his cat Azrael. We all remember the characters. The Smurfs has become a very iconic show. Of course, they have marketed the Smurfs a lot. Of course, we had the 2 live-action movies and that animated film from 2017, which I thought was way better than the live-action films combined. But yeah, the Smurfs rock, man. Although I'm kind of sad, and I hope we never got this, I'm sad we never got to see a Smurfs Snorks crossover. You know the Snorks, that show that was like a ripoff of the Smurfs, but in underwater? I'm surprised we never got to see the Smurfs and the Snorks meet each other. There was that skit in Robot Chicken, but that was more of a parody. I mean like a full legit crossover. It surprised me we never got to see those two meet each other. Or better yet, I don't know why we never got a Smurfs or Alvin and the Chipmunks crossover, since they're both popular tiny characters and they both had very successful live-action movies. I don't know, I'm just saying that would have been good. Anyway, number 4, now we're getting into my top 4. These are the top 4 Hanna-Barbera cartoons that I freaking love. These are the 4 that I grew up with the most, and I'm a huge dork of. Like, I'm a huge fan of them. Anyway, number 4, Tom and Jerry. We all love Tom and Jerry, but you may be surprised that people are saying, but wait a minute, people may be surprised, like, wait a minute, Animation Nerd 27, isn't Tom and Jerry an MGM cartoon? Why is it on the list? Well, technically, William Hanna and Joseph Barbera actually directed the Tom and Jerry shorts. Well, the ones from the 40s and the 50s. The ones in the 60s were done by Gene Ditch and Chuck Jones of Looney Tunes and Grinch fame. But yeah, Tom and Jerry technically counts as a Hanna-Barbera property, and since it was made by the two, Tom and Jerry technically was the start of Hanna-Barbera's animation career. Now, of course, we all love the characters of Tom and Jerry. Let's face it, we all felt bad for Tom. I'm one of those people that felt bad for Tom. I always wanted him to get Jerry. I love Jerry. Jerry was funny and cute, but I was always rooting for Tom to get Jerry. But of course, he lost. And I also like how Tom and Jerry never spoke. Now, they do talk a couple of times in the cartoons. There were a couple cartoons / shorts where they did have speaking roles. And of course, we have that Tom and Jerry movie where they speak, but of course we don't talk about that film. That's a review for sometime in the future. But yeah, Tom and Jerry was a great series of shorts. Probably one of my favorite short film series. If I had to pick my favorite short film series from the golden age of animation, it would have to be the Tom and Jerry shorts, the Looney Tunes, and the Disney cartoons. Those are my all-time favorite short film series. I laugh a lot at those. Now, of course, next year is Tom and Jerry's 80th anniversary, and I am gonna celebrate it. So you'll see a review of Tom and Jerry. Yeah, I'll probably be doing a Tom and Jerry review, so get ready for that probably by then. And of course, there is that live action movie, which I hope will be good. Please, why we have to have a live action Tom and Jerry? Why? Anyway, number 3, The Jetsons. Meet George Jetson. Do 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 do. The Jetsons, of course, was a ripoff of number 2 on my list, which I won't tell you yet, but it was a ripoff of a successor to it and stuff. So you can say that the Jetsons was sort of like Family Guy to the Simpsons and stuff. But I'll talk about that in part 2. But the Jetsons was a really great show. It had a great futuristic vibe. Yeah, before we had Futurama in 1999, Jetsons was the original animated show set in the future. Before we had Fry, Bender, and Leela, we had George, Jane, and Astro. But anyway, I still love Futurama, by the way. That's a good show. But the Jetsons is a classic. Of course, there was that Jetsons, the movie in the 80s or 90s. I think it was the 90s and stuff. And of course, it became a popular Hanna-Barbera property. The characters are popular. I hope we get a new movie based on the Jetsons. Animated, though. Not live action. Not a live action Jetsons. I don't want to see a CG Astro or Rosie. Because I would love to see a Jetsons movie now. With the new futuristic technology, it would be a great thing for a full-length Jetsons movie. Anyway, number 2, Flintstones. Meet the Flintstones. They're the mighty Martin Stone-ish family. And yes, the Flintstones. We all love the Flintstones. Of course, the Flintstones was like the Simpsons of its time, while the Jetsons was like Family Guy. And both shows did do a crossover, and so did the other two. But yeah, Flintstones is a classic. I love the Flintstones. The characters are great. Fred, Barney, Wilma, Betty, Pebbles, Bam Bam, and of course Dino are all great, iconic characters that we've all grown up with over the years. And of course, next year is the Flintstones 60th anniversary. It premiered in 1960, almost 6 decades ago. So yeah, next year will be the 60-year anniversary of Fred and the Gang. But I love the Flintstones. It was a great series. It was the first animated primetime series. Yeah, before we had The Simpsons and Family Guy, we had the Flintstones and the Jetsons, who were the original primetime duo and stuff. So the Flintstones is great. Love it. But what could be number 1? So for number 1 of the greatest Hanna-Barbera cartoon, it has to be Scooby-Dooby-Doo! Yes, Scooby freaking Doo. I love Scooby-Doo. It is my all-time favorite Hanna-Barbera cartoon. And it's their longest running property. Haven't been on for 50 years. Yeah, if you saw my 2019 anniversaries video, you know that Scooby-Doo turned 50 years old 3 months ago on September 13th of this year, 2019. Yeah, it's hard to believe Scooby-Doo's been on the air for 5 freaking decades. It's been on as long as Sesame Street's been on. And we all love, and I love Scooby-Doo. I love the characters. Scooby, Shaggy, Fred, Daphne, and Velma are great. It has a great mystery vibe, though we all know it ends up being a guy in a costume. Although there were those couple of times in shows and movies where the monsters were real. And of course, we all love that theme song. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We got some work to do now. We love that theme song. Love it. I freaking love Scooby-Doo. In fact, period, if I had to pick my favorite cartoons from this list, it would be Scooby-Doo, Flintstones, Jetsons, and Tom and Jerry. Those are my top 4 favorite Hanna-Barbera cartoons. The others are great shows. They're great and I love them, but I personally love the top 4. They're definitely my favorite Hanna-Barbera properties. And speaking of, this is kind of something that's weird. How come we never got a Tom and Jerry movie with that was a crossover with Scooby-Doo? I mean, remember throughout the 2010s decade, there were a couple Tom and Jerry movies that had them in different franchises, like Wizard of Oz, Johnny Quest, Robin Hood, Sherlock Holmes, and Willy Wonka, and of course, and I think Jack and the Beanstalk. But yeah, they have it in different franchises. Yeah, I was surprised. I was like, how come we never got to see Tom and Jerry with the Looney Tunes or Scooby Doo? Like, come on, Tom and Jerry and Scooby Doo, that would be a success. Seeing Scooby and Shaggy with Tom and Jerry, like that would be funny. Scooby chasing Tom around. Come on, how come we have not gotten a Tom and Jerry Scooby Doo crossover? And if that does well, then we can get to see Tom and Jerry with the Looney Tunes. That will be also funny. But anyway, back to Scooby Doo. Yeah, Scooby Doo is great. Love it. I can't wait for Scoob coming out next summer in 2020. Definitely can't wait to see that. But yeah, anyway, that was my list of the top 12 Hanna-Barbera cartoons. Thanks for watching, folks, and I'll see you later.